What's going on, my guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Garrett with Game by the Beach. Very excited to be here with you today, joined by my man, Klaus. How are we doing, Klaus?
What's up, brother? Thank you so much for having me on your channel, man. I've stoked. We've been talking about this for like a month, right? Like trying to get together and film this epic video. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to get going.
Dude, I'm pumped. All right. So the video, what we're doing today is the tier list of all units within Rush Royale. Okay. And it's going to be a pretty long video. We're going to go through every single unit in the game. And I think we're going to have to end up breaking it up into four parts and breaking it up into commons, rares, epics, legendaries. But every video that we go to, we're going to just keep on adding it to our list so that by the end of the video, you'll have a nice full list of every card and you'll know what to use and what to stay away from, like it's a variant of COVID something.
So I think this is, we haven't actually communicated this, but I'm going to represent the noobs and you're going to represent everyone else. Yep. Although I'm going to just tout it right now. I've passed 1700 crit.
I was going to ask, you're pretty close, dude. You've got, what level is your cultist?
Last time you saw me, bro, I was like under 1,000 crit. So I've been totally going crazy.
Grinding.
My cultist is level 11.
Bruh. So mine's 9. Okay. Mine's level 9, but my crit is 2,200. So,
dang.
So I think it makes sense to have two people. And that's why I wanted to have Klaus here. Not only because he's a pretty face and he's fun to hang out with, right? But we also, right, it's not just my thoughts. We've got multiple people with different thoughts. And at different levels on the ladder, you should get a pretty good overview of a card's value. We hope.
Yes. I've been playing for what, half a year, 6 months, something like that. So I can definitely still remember the cards that were important to me when I first started. Right. Yep. Whereas you, Grandpa, you've been playing so long, you probably don't even remember what it was like.
Man, I remember those days. I remember watching videos of everyone with Harlequin and Dryad, and I was like, why can't I have those cards? Can you guys relate? Leave a comment, but I'm sure you can.
Oh, yeah. All
right. But without further ado, we're doing the tier list. Okay. We're going to have a nice laundry list of cards here. S plus at the top, S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And for the absolute booty of the cards, we're going to put them at the very bottom here. But let's get started. So we're just going to, everybody can follow along if they want to. We're going to do it from one card at a time. As soon as you open your game and you go over to the units list, that's how we're going to start. So first card on the docket is the Archer. Klaus, what do you think of the Archer? You ever used him?
Definitely an S. That's every noob's dream, right? The first
best card in the game. So I think for Archer, I think every card, we got to look at it in a couple different aspects. Okay. Is there any place on the ladder, any amount of trophies where Archer is feasible, useful? Not really, right? I don't think I've ever used it. If you had a max Archer, would it hang?
No. I mean, if you're using a deck that has 4 cards and you just need a 5th, throw Archer in there. It won't hurt you. But if it's supposed to be your focus or your support or the trump card of the card deck, Archer is just going to disappoint every single time. So we're starting strong here, bud. I think Archer probably has to fit in the G category.
I think you're right. I agree. G. Get it right? All right. Archer. Was that good? Was that bad? Is everybody signing off the video now? Okay, probably. All right, we got Archer. Okay, but you might think because they're all commons, they're all going to be bad. But actually, the next one, our boy, the Bombardier, which is a very interesting card because it is probably I'd say top 3 cards as a common, right? It's not a damage unit, but it's very, very useful in a lot of decks. I don't even know exactly what my best deck is right now, but Bombardier would probably improve it. What are your thoughts?
I spoke first on Archer, so I want you to speak first on Bombardier. I'm a little nervous.
Bombardier is just super, super good. So for those of you who don't know, Bombardier has such an application to where it can pause bosses, give you that extra second to kill it, which is super, super useful. But also, if you're running a deck with AoE, it bunches them up, so you're doing more damage in turn. I mean, if I had to put him somewhere right now, and we can move them later, okay, let's preface it with that.
Oh, good.
I'd probably say A. I'd say A.
That's what I marked. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
We're in agreement on that one. I was scared that I was putting him a little too high considering all the amazing cards in Rush. But
I mean,
A feels good.
As it goes for a support deck or a support card, I mean, there's not much better than Bombardier. There's very, very few units, and it doesn't even have talents yet. So it also has that potential factor. So it could be better.
That's mind blowing because it's an uncommon or a common. It's like, it's probably the best common, right? No, there's a lot of good ones actually. Gosh, I'm looking at the list, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, no, it's near the top, certainly. But all right, let's jump on to the next one. Next one, Cold Mage. So Cold Mage does have talents. So this is where the potential is minimized because it's not really going to get a significant buff in the near future. So what you got is what you got. Okay. So when I look at Cold Mage has gone through a number of metas and it's been pretty solid. And I think it's still pretty solid now. It got a little buff with the talents. I don't see Cold Mage very often. Do you see him on the ladder?
Well, it depends, right? So if you see somebody who's trying to do a double cold or double slow, right? If you have somebody that's running that Bombardier and they want to add some freeze in there, I see equal parts Ice Mage, Frost.
Do you? Like that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, and I think it just depends on how talented the Cold Mage is, but I don't know because mine's not that good. I've got him to level 13, but he's not talented.
So is mine. Yep.
So I don't know how like Ice Mage would compare to Frost. I think because it's got a little something for the opponent and a little something for the monsters that people just like using Cold Mage, but I don't necessarily think it's better than Frost when it comes to cold.
I think I agree. So usually how I differentiate the two, Cold Mage, you need a bunch of them on the map or a very high level Cold Mage for it to be effective. So Cold Mage is typically better against bosses because it triggers right away, to where Frost is typically better against waves because it'll activate on all the monsters on your board, but it only activates periodically. So against bosses, it doesn't always trigger right away. So that's usually how I differentiate the two. Because it's got talents, it's probably a little bit better. But all right, so if we're doing taking turns on which one is which, I guess that's a good way to do it. You do one, I do one. Where would you put it?
I had it at B until you started talking, and then I started moving it down to C. Okay. And I'm between C and D right now. C.5.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think B is too high. Okay. C or D. I mean, it's Cold Mage, so we could just do C for Cold Mage.
That's a good start. I like it.
All right, we'll put it there. I don't see Cold Mage going up at all as we make this list. I could see it dropping though.
Yeah, and remember that the Ice Mage will be useful at the beginning too. Like when you're first starting and you're a noob, you're gonna get Ice Mage, and it is essential at the beginning of the game. So at least for a noob in the noob status, you would see Ice Mage all the time.
The biggest problem I have with that is that at low levels, it's very hard to make Cold Mage effective because you need a bunch of them on the map. So like if you have a higher level, it triggers faster and you have like dryads or things to level it up as you go. So it's easier to make those double slow decks. But at low levels, you know, you might have like 3 or 4 Cold Mages on the board, but maybe they're rank 1, rank 2. It's like doing just enough to be useful, you know? So I could see how that, I don't know. But all right, we did Cold Mage. On to the next one. We've got the old Fire Mage. Fire Mage may be one of the least used cards by your boy ever. I don't think I've ever made a deck with Fire Mage. I don't think I've ever won a game with Fire Mage. I
think I agree. My experience is equal with your experience on that.
Which is too bad, because even at, you know, your first like day playing, if you guys can think back to your first day playing, I felt like Fire Mage was going to be pretty cool. But right away, you're like, man, this Fire Mage really doesn't do much.
No.
And then he put him away and he's gone forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember using Fire Mage because I thought fire, right? Everybody likes fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately switching to the Lightning Mage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep, that's what I was going to say. So if I had to put him somewhere, again, he's got that potential factor. I think he's a little bit more useful than Archer. I'd put him at a tentative F for fire.
I had him on F2, and I hope that the letters aren't influencing my decisions here. Maybe that's subliminal. I don't know, but yeah, I had him on F as well.
You ever seen that video that people are testing drinks and the drink flavor doesn't coincide with the color, and then you're supposed to say what the flavor is? So like you'll taste a green drink and you'll think it's mint, but they made it like chocolate or whatever. And people would subliminally guess the color because they think that's what it tastes like, even though it's like clearly not. So maybe that's happening. I don't know.
That's and you've seen those brain teasers, right? Where it's a word, but the color of the font is different than the word, and you're supposed to tell them what the word says or what the color is. I'm not sure. That is hard. It's like the rubbing your belly and tapping your head thing. Like that is. I know. Can we? Makes your brain hurt quite a bit.
Rub the head and tap the belly. That's harder. I don't know.
Especially with headphones on.
The hat too. You mess the hair up, guys. Come on.
No.
You can't be doing that, you know?
Can't be messing up the hair.
Under here. You don't want to see that. All right. On to Hunter. Hunter. I'm very interested to hear what your thoughts are on Hunter.
Hunter is one of those that when I first started, I saw and heard you say, use Hunter. Use Hunter, use Hunter, use Hunter. And I remember trying Hunter and losing, and I never tried again. So I didn't understand. It wasn't your fault. I didn't understand what Hunter was doing, okay? It targets a random target, not the first. I didn't have anything targeting the first. I lost. But at that point, I had advanced beyond.
Is it random?
Yeah.
Is it random?
I have it up. Hunter.
No, targets random. Shoots the first, right?
Target random.
Oh my gosh, I never knew that. I literally never knew it was random. That just blew my mind. I've used Hunter a lot, and I just never knew that it was random. If not anything, what we're learning right now is just don't follow what I say because it doesn't.
At least when it comes to Hunter.
So for Hunter, it's a very, very interesting card because I feel like for a long time it wasn't very useful. But then when it came out with talents, it jumped into the best free-to-play deck in the game. Like my Hunter Rogue deck was filthy and it was awesome. And I maxed it out and I rock it a lot. And it still does pretty good. But then it got nerfed wicked bad only a couple weeks ago to where the only nerf that happened is that it doesn't trigger with Hex as well as it used to, which Hunter never really did a whole lot of damage, but it was pretty good with Hex, very good with Hex. And since they took away that usefulness right there, it kind of has a very awkward place in the meta today. But it's your turn, so I want to hear what you think about where it goes. Because this one could go anywhere, dude.
It really could. And it's funny, I'm trying to glean what you're thinking off of what you're saying, so I'm kind of sort of in the right ballpark because once again, when you first started talking, I'm like, it sounds like a solid B, right? Sounds like a solid B card, and it might have been a B or higher before the nerf, but now it may belong lower, like C or D or something.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I don't want to commit.
We're in the same ballpark, okay? I would have gone as far if we talked about this a month ago. I could have put him at A. He was very, very good. But there could have been an argument at that point for B as well. After that nerf, hard time to see him at B. You don't see him in the meta anymore. I have made him work. The biggest thing is with the max talents, he levels up his merge rank periodically, which is just such a fantastic addition to the card. And I think that's the only card that does that, which is just really, really cool. And the reason that's so good is because he was with Hex, so the higher ranking, the more it would trigger instant kills. I'm with you. I'm with you in sense of I'd probably put him at C or D at this point. I don't feel confident enough putting him at B. I think I would put him at C. What do you think about that?
I was hovering over D because I think I see Ice Mage a lot more often than I see Hunter. And we have Ice Mage at C right now.
Okay.
Cold
All right.
Mage, whatever.
So we'll put him in between here. Put him in between.
Yeah, D.
C or D. All right. We'll put him here for now.
Dang it. Is it Cold Mage or Ice Mage? It's Cold Mage. I wrote it down wrong.
Cold for C.
Jeez. There we go. Now my notes are right and I won't sound like an idiot.
Nobody tell him. Nobody tell him, okay? I was just gonna let him just keep on saying Ice Mage and me being like, yep, this is Clash Royale. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's right. Or Clash of Clans, right? That's a Clash of Clans thing too. Yep.
It is. It is. Only during the best times of year though, when it's cold.
Right. Exactly. Ice Mage. I mean, it's not even Ice Mage. It's Ice Wizard. Right?
Yep. That's right.
Oh gosh. So we have no
we don't know anything.
Played Clash of Clans.
So bad.
Lightning Mage. I feel like for these ones that are a little bit less important, we should go through them a little bit quicker. Lightning Mage, it's my turn. Again, never really thought it was great. Never really had it useful. Maybe at like below 1,000 trophies, it's okay. I'd probably put him at the same tier as Fire Mage, purely because he has a little bit of potential if that talents come out. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm with you. F. For failure.
Failed to, I don't know, electric something. I have nothing. What is this? Electric Mage. Mage. Lightning Mage. I'm writing F for F.
So you don't even know the name of it. That's how bad it is.
Dude, it's real bad. I mean, it's just really close to Thunderer, and Thunderer is super bad, and Lightning Mage is worse. So that's how you know.
Yeah.
But moving on, Poisoner. Okay, Poisoner is an interesting one. Poisoner is one of those cards that I actually like because nobody uses him. So obviously he's not great. But if you do use him, he's not bad. He's kind of like Plague Doctor, and he can clear wave one by itself. It's a pretty good shaman counter just because it's always doing some pretty good damage. But again, it's almost a mirror of some other cards out there, and it's not the better of the two. So what are you thinking in that regard?
Poisoner, you'll see a lot of better cards, but those better cards aren't available at the beginning of the game. So if you're a noob, use Poisoner. It's a great card to use at the start. But you're gonna quickly replace you're gonna quickly replace Poisoner with other cards like you said, Plague Doctor, or I mean, we'll get to some of my favorites and I'll make the comment in the future video. So that you guys so that you guys have some intrigue.
Give me a letter.
It's better than Lightning Mage, but not as good as Hunter. So I would say E.
I agree with that. Wholeheartedly.
And we may be a little optimistic, but hey, at least now we have all those lower tiers filled.
I mean, that's where they belong, though. Common. We knew they'd be down there.
Such a rough start. I'm ready for legendaries.
I hope you are to stay tuned. No, but if you are enjoying this video, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like the video, check out the memberships, go on over to his channel to check out his videos and check out his parts. I guess this part will go on mine and the next one will go on yours. I feel like that makes sense. So part 2 over there, but we're not done. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere. Next one, Rogue, another interesting one. I'm not glad it's my turn because it's kind of a tough one. Rogue is a card, again, that I really thought was cool. It works purely off of what? Critical damage? Isn't that what it does? Right. The higher your crit damage is, the better Rogue is, which is unlike any other card. And with the talents, okay, so its potential is done. Rogue is not going to get any better. It's only going to probably get worse because Rogue was pretty good with that Hunter deck. And then it got nerfed. It took a harder nerf than Hunter did, I believe, because the top tier Rogue was Shinobi, and you would get them 30% of the time, and they nerfed it to 15% of the time, which is a massive nerf. And if you don't have Shinobis on your board, Rogue is pretty useless. Yeah. Do you have yours leveled up at all or useful? Have you ever used him?
Rogue is level 11 for me.
Okay.
So, but as soon as I have the gold, I can upgrade him again to 12.
You probably don't use him at all then, yeah.
No, the only experience I have with him was, and it's fond. It's a fond memory. Was the first time I beat is it level 10 in co-op?
Oh yeah.
It's level 10. Yeah,
Floor 10.
chapter 4, floor 10. The first time I ever
That
beat
with
that
Rogue?
was with somebody that had Rogue and Hunter and all that stuff a couple
Oh,
weeks
okay.
back.
Interesting.
And it was glorious. I mean, I'm rocking my level 11 cultist, and I normally can get to like wave 30 to 35 depending on some things by myself. Even if somebody logs out, I'm okay. But dude, we just crushed it. Like this, I think his crit was like 3,500 or something insane. So
Typical.
I have a pretty good impression of Rogue, but I don't have any gameplay experience.
Yeah. Is it my turn to rate him?
Yep.
I mean, it hurts. It hurts, man. Again, before the nerf, I think I'd put him at maybe a B. I think at this point, I'm gonna put him at D.
Agreed.
I don't really see him as as applicable anymore in the meta. I mean, maybe there's an argument for C, but I think I put him below Hunter. I think he's less useful than Hunter.
Well, D is equal to Hunter, so should he
put
be
him in between? We put him in between.
Oh, we officially do that?
Did you want to put him in? I put him in between.
That doesn't work on my spreadsheet, so whatever.
I mean, because I didn't want to just argue through Hunter all the way.
True. Although
I mean, we can, if we put Hunter at D, I think it's fitting that we put Rogue at D.
Okay.
Does that sound
that
good?
Works. That's what I've got. I'm down.
Okay. I'm going to rewrite it, Hunter and Rogue.
I mean, again, I'm on Excel. I can just add a column and call it C/D if that's what you want to do.
I mean, I'm gonna have a nice, pretty, visual for the peeps, but we got your boy with the paper right now, which you can't see in the Zoom, but they can see in the video. So don't worry about it. It's okay.
Looks so good.
It looked really good to you, right? The magical paper.
Okay. Invisible paper.
So the last one for the video today here. This is how bad this card is. I genuinely do not know what the name of this card is. Is it Rock Thrower? Is that what it's called? That's what I've always called it. Rock Thrower or like Slingshot Man.
Hobbit.
Yeah, he looks like Bruce Banner with a slingshot.
Yeah, he does.
The purple shirt. Let me click on this, see what he is. Thrower. Okay. Okay, so I was close. Rock Thrower. Okay, Thrower.
Which isn't even accurate because you can't throw with a slingshot.
He doesn't even throw. He should be the slinger.
Slinger or
if he
something.
If the slinger, I would put him in my deck. Come on.
That would be fun. That'd be way more fun.
So not only does he have terrible damage, but he also attacks a unit at random target. Does he do AoE? I don't even know, dude. I know nothing about this card. It's your turn to put him where he is. Put him in his place, man.
Well, he does a lot of damage compared to the archer. They have about the same attack interval.
Okay.
But he is random, which means just like the dang hunter, if you don't know the difference, you're going to lose. So Thrower will only ever be a day one card if it's the only one you have. So I'm going to put it at G with the archer.
I agree wholeheartedly. Ryman accidentally. What is this Thrower? I keep forgetting. Gosh. Oh, somebody wanted to play a co-op game. Hold off right there. So, okay, we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 commons. That is all of them. And that's going to cap off part 1 of our video, guys. So stay tuned. Check out the part 2 on my boys' channel. We'll put links in the description. We're going to go into depth on the rares. And remember, we're all adding it together. So you got to watch part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4 to get a full synopsis of all the units and hear all of our thoughts. You got anything to say to finish off this video here, bud?
We actually have 5 parts, but we haven't discussed that. So you have no idea what I'm talking about. So you have to wait until the next video to find out what I'm talking about.
What a turn of events.
It's so bad. I'm sorry, guys. Clickbait.
I love it. But guys, that's going to be the end of this YouTube video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to his channel as well. And I will check you guys out in tomorrow's video.